Hello, I'm Kavya from ISC UVC.
Hello, I am Srinidhi S. Prasad from CSC UVC.
And I'm Shreya from ISC UVC. Srinidhi, Kavya and I here are a part of IEEE UVC. This year, IEEE UVCE is conducting its annual technical fest, Impetus 21.0, in June. The theme of the fest is Retro Rewind, the past that never was. Impetus was started in the year 2001. This year, for the first time ever, we are having the 20th iteration online. On behalf of this occasion, we are hosting a podcast where we invite alumni to share their past experiences of Impetus with us.
Today we have with us Vidhya K Pai, Chairperson of IEEE in the year 2014-15. Let's hear a first-hand introduction from Vidhya herself.
Hi everyone, so I'm Vidya. I currently work as a software developer for SAP Labs India. I was in the ISC 2015 batch. In 2015, I served as the chairperson of our IEEE student branch, and previously I had held other positions like the Ripple Event coordinator and the general secretary of the WIA wing. So yeah, that's pretty much about me.
Since the fest is online this year, many of us missed the offline experience of the fest. So, can you tell us about how the participation of the fest was when it was offline? How enthusiastic were the students?
So the participation and the enthusiasm of the students were pretty good. We had done extensive campaigning in all the classes, and the festivities had begun much earlier before the fest when we had invited some of the folks from the industry to talk about various IoT topics. And I think that drew a lot of attention from people because of which we saw large participation across the 2 days of the fest.
That's really nice to hear. We would love to hear about your memorable experiences from the fest. Can you share your experiences with us?
So I have a lot of memories from the fest, but if I really have to pick one or two, it would definitely be running around for the sponsorships and trying to have newer events as compared to the previous fest. So when we were approaching the sponsorship companies or whatever, Bestcom was the first thing on our list. And it was the first time, and we had made multiple trips to the Bestcom office to meet the general manager and the assistant general manager before they finally agreed to sponsor us. And we had a lot of learnings from this, and it was honestly very exciting. So Internet of Things was the topic for the impetus that happened in 2015 when I was the chair. I attended events from the IoT BLR meetup groups, and we had found this amazing network of people that were working on IoT scenarios, many of who even ended up coming for the curtain raiser sessions and as panelists for Summit. Talking about the newer events, we had this quadcopter building workshop before the fest, so we could have this event called Game of Drones on the day of the fest. And this was one of the first times we were doing an event of this kind where the copters had to battle it out amongst each other. So on the second day of Impetus, we got to see all of these copters in action, and we had got Avian Aerospace to sponsor this event. The fest actually concluded with the performance of UVC's own band 8GB RAM. And at the end of the performance, everyone just turned on their flashlights on the phone and waved it to light the dark skies. So that was quite a memorable sight to witness.
Wow, that must have been a really amazing experience. It was lovely hearing about all your memories. Thank you so much for sharing them with us, Vidya.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Rudy.
We also look forward to making many memories in our time here at UVC.
Moving on to the next one. We are excited to have with us Prasanth Ganesh Rao, Chairperson of IEEE UVC in the year 2008 and 9. Let's hear a first-hand introduction from Prasanth sir himself.
So, hello everyone, this is Prasanth here, and it feels so nice to be talking to the 20th batch of the organizers, right? This is a really great feeling. And back in 2009, I still remember running around for the organizing of the fest. So, yeah, a lot of nostalgia there. So, I was in UVC from 2005 till 2009, right? And I had the privilege of organizing this fest 4 times in person, which is something unique now in the current new normal days, right? Yes, but yeah, it is so much nostalgia here now.
We're really happy to have you here with us, sir. Uh, we're curious about how the preparation of the fest was when it was offline. Can you tell us about it?
Oh, absolutely. So the planning itself was immense, So many a times March would be the fest, so we would start preparing somewhere in August, and we would start brainstorming on what all events did we want to have. There would be a lot of fights, fights in the sense in the good way, right? So everyone would love to have their event on the top, and then we would end up picking the top 10 or 15, make a jam-packed 2-day itinerary, and then we will run behind sponsors. So everyone had a piece of cake, and everyone, would be so enthused about the entire event. Uh, and then, yes, the main event day, there will be a big list of responsibilities, and from morning till evening, we'd be running around. The biggest one I remember is organizing the inaugural and the final. What was the final thing called? Award ceremony or whatever, right? The
Closing
closing
ceremony, yeah.
closing ceremony, right? Yeah. And those days, VK sir used to be in the campus, so VK sir would have expectations on the number of people who should be there, and he was very particular about how things must be organized, right? And so we were always on our toes to make sure that sir's wishes are met. So that was a really wonderful time. And anything that was going wrong, we would go to PDS ma'am, and PDM's ma'am was always there to support us and to make sure that things are always under control, and she was there to boost our confidence. Now, when I think back, those things are really something out of impossible. We have pulled out certain of the events, right? And today, yeah, it does feel like a dream, but we did have great fun, and we did organize really amazing programs back then with absolutely no qualification or no experience in such activities, right? So, yeah.
That was really a good travel back to the memory lane, sir. Looking back, we still have a few minor questions. How did the experience of organizing help you? And did it impact you in any ways in your life?
Oh, surely it does. So, our curriculum, right, it's largely focused on the theoretical and the learning part. So when you join the industry, you start realizing that you are supposed to organize quite many things. So you're supposed to organize meetings, you're supposed to go give keynote speeches, you're supposed to sometimes even organize the customer interactions. Even companies would have, technical functions where they would have customers coming in, you would have demo boards, you would have fun activities. And most importantly, you need to learn to work in a team. And in a team, you're bound to have disagreements, you're bound to have creative people, you're bound to have not so creative people, right? And all these experiences can only be learned by participating in something like a technical fest, or or in the IEEE activities what you generally organize, right? So this part, how I would put it, I would generally put it as leadership and team building skills, right? This basically and primarily comes from only from IEEE, in my opinion, in our college days, because that is where you get to organize a lot of such activities and get a lot of experience on this side. So yes, it definitely helps to be part of the fest team, and to make sure that it becomes a big success. So there is a lot of hard work that goes in. You also learn to move beyond your differences and do things because you're passionate about something, right? Everyone would be passionate about the fest. So many days you would not be happy that your idea is not picked, but still you learn to move along. And when you join the industry, same things are going to happen again in a different form, but it is not going to be alien to you. You're already used to it in college if you are part of this fest and these other activities, right? So yeah, it definitely helps.
Oh, that was a really insightful answer, sir. We also look forward to learning many things and having many experiences in our journey in IEEE UBC. Now, this is the first online fest, so the challenges we face are like coordinating online meetings and like network issues and all that. So, can you tell us about the challenges you face while organizing an offline fest, and how did you overcome those challenges?
Yeah, that's a good one. So when you are organizing something online, like just this podcast, for example, we had some technical glitches trying to get the microphone working at my end, right? However, there's a great advantage as well. So the reach is immense. So sitting at you are targeting set of people sitting at home, right? And reaching them is quite easy, especially when you're talking about a technical fest, right? Wherein half the things are going to be of technical nature. Most people are not interested. either because they don't see themselves winning, or they don't like seeing themselves losing, right? So which is a paradoxical state to be in, to be honest. Uh, and the challenging part was sometimes to go convince the people who are really talented, but unwilling to participate, to motivate them to jump in and throw their hat and participate with all their skill and effort, and eventually actually win the contest as well, right? So that was really difficult in my opinion, of all the things, because all the other things like organizing the fest, getting guests, organizing money, all that will somehow fall in place. But getting people to participate actively, that too was a challenge. So that in a way you're lucky, because you are targeting people now sitting at home, so which is going to be a little easier than the time we had, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir. I can totally agree with you on that. I mean, I can only imagine what you would have gone through during those times. But I have another question for you, sir. What kind of events did you organize in Impetus back then?
Yeah, so I'm not able to remember the name. So there was one event on marketing, right? If Where you had to come up with ads and things, mad ads. So it was a bunch of us who started doing mad ads in as a ripple activity in when I was in third year, right? And we also won the first time it was run as a ripple activity, and it became so popular that we decided to go with it in Impetus as well, right? So with mad ads, we were not just doing dumb charades, or you have that parody ads, right? So it was not something like that. So it had some amount of fun, but you also had some amount of seriousness to it, right? Then I also remember sitting and coding for we used to have this mock stock, a stock market thing back then. So I also remember coding for that. Back in our days, placement was the biggest thing. So mock placements used to be one crazy event, and people used to sit and prepare the exam papers for it. First round, second round group discussion, coming up with topics for that, and the challenge was to come up with weird topics so that people will fight.
uh, After hearing about all your experiences, we too wish that we can also get to experience an offline fest. I mean, online fest also has its own set of challenges and like perks. Like as you said, it is really easy to reach out to people and properly organize. But offline fest is something else entirely.
True situation, but 1 month down the line, I realized the impact it takes on productivity, right? Even with the students, I saw that people are becoming less creative, because that mundane life sets in when you sit at home, right? So in that sense, yes. So today, after 1 year, I think almost 1 year, right? We are at home, or even more than that. So now there is uh, push among everyone to do something, because sitting at home everyone is bored, and that way you're doing this fest at probably the one of the best times, because everyone would love to participate in something and keep themselves busy, also keep themselves into learning something, and becoming something better. So that way you are really lucky. In our time it would have been really difficult to convince someone that yeah, you have to participate in a mock placement because it might help you in your own interview, right? This kind of conversations I remember having with some people. But yeah, in your time it is much better, I feel. At least people will want to participate because they're bored at home, sitting for the past 1 year now, right?
True, sir, true. I must agree with you. The lockdown routine has been really monotonous, so we are helping this fest would be a welcome break for everyone, and people will be enthusiastic about it. We loved hearing about your experiences as an offline fest veteran. Uh, so
Yeah, thank you for being here with us and sharing your experience, sir. It was really nice hearing you about the on offline festings. I mean, I really am just like jealous and somewhere, and I'm like convinced also. Okay, sometimes offline is better and sometimes online is better. It's kind of like a debatable topic. And for the audience, be sure to participate in Impetus 21.0. We look forward to seeing you all on 5th and 6th of June. This is Srinidhi, Shriya, and Kavya signing off.